Hello everyone, I'm Irene and welcome to my YouTube channel. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning wherever you are. So in today's video we will be watching the behind the scenes of this beautiful Kente gown. So stay tuned. Let's get right into it. So with this section, I was actually drafting the sketches of what my client sent. Some ideas she wanted to be present and things she didn't want to be present and all those stuff. So I was actually working on the sketches part of this section so that it could be approved by her for me to start the whole production process. Okay, so with this section, this is where I do all the sketches that need to be done for final approval. Okay, so do the illustration, like what will be here, what will be there, so the client could have an idea of what she should expect. And then as you can see, I do take pictures of them. Yes, so this was how the whole process came into being. This is what I'm hoping to achieve at the end of the day. Yes, so as you can see, I sent it to the client and she approved it, so production started. So with this section, I actually make sure that the pattern flew as it's supposed to do. Okay, there has to be that great connectivity with the pattern. It can't be just anything like that. Okay, so sometimes the quite, Kente is a unique fabric, like it's a very unique thing, so dealing with it is quite unique than an average like cloth or average fabric. So with this section, I was actually lining it, so when you were working around it, it's quite complex. You don't forget your seams when you're working around Kente. You make sure you iron all your seams to make sure it lies flat and neatly. And hey, your overlock is very key, is a key thing when you're working with Kente. You need to be neaten every stitch you make, every cut, or else it's gonna remove, and you wouldn't want that to happen. Okay, so with this section, I was actually dealing with the down part, and I was actually making sure that everything comes right into the whole process. And yes, if you want us to work on your beautiful Kente gown, link up with us. Okay, I would leave our WhatsApp link, our business WhatsApp link, in the description, so you can actually send me a message from there and we will start the whole process. You don't necessarily have to be here with us like in Ghana. All I would need would be just sending you like an idea of the measurements I need or your dress size, and we are good to go to start the whole production. Like the drafting and everything will be sent to you for you to approve them before we start the whole production. Okay, so don't worry about being outside of Ghana or being in a different region. Okay, that shouldn't really be a problem. Okay, yeah, so with this section, oh my god, could you see how the patterns are dripping? Yes, this was how it all came about. And this section, I was actually doing the knitting. Okay, knittings are very key when it comes to Kente. You can't do Kente sewing without your knitting. It is a must and it has to be present. So in this section, I was actually making sure that I was knitting everything, like everything that had to be knitted. After that, I made sure I was cutting all excess threads that were popping out. Like, this is actually the inside of it that is not actually seen, but I make sure that it comes out as perfect as it has to. So when it comes to this section too, I come out and do the main ironing. Yes, as you can see, ironing is key when it comes to sewing. Is very necessary because it allows you to understand where things are going, like how things are changing, like how things are getting messed up. Okay, so you can correct it. When it comes to this section, I was actually adding the horsehair to it. Yes, I was adding the horsehair to the Kente just so it could give it a bit of volume at the tip of it. And yep, I used my bias to make sure that the horsehair were not sticking out and coming out as perfect as it should be. And yep, I had this section too. There was some pressing seams, which is very necessary because you just don't want it to come out as any wacky or anything of that sort. And yes, with this Kente, this was how the back was basically looking like. Yes, this is how the whole pattern was draping at the back when it was on my machine, and this is how it was looking on the front section. So with this section too, I was done with the top section, and then I was applying my eyelet, as you can see. Yep, I was done with the whole production for the top section. I'm sure my camera went down, so the whole process was not captured in this section. So with this section, I actually have a full video to illustrate how all this beading was done, and then I will be leaving it in the description, so don't worry, you have the full video of it. This is how it was going down, like, because it was the Kente was plain and it had no patterns, I actually created my own pattern to make it quite unique. Okay, so this is basically what it was looking like, and this is how the whole process was looking like. Okay, so yes, I will be leaving the whole process, like the beading, teachings for the beading, like the whole tutorials, in the description, so don't be worried, you would have the whole thing to learn it too. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your family and friends. Okay, so with this section, this was how the whole dress was looking like. This is how, like, the whole patterns and everything, including beading, cleaner and texturing. So with this section, this was actually when the bride came in for their first fitting. Okay, with this section, she actually came in for her fitting, and how everything was falling in place. Yes, with this section, this was actually how she was looking in the gown. Yep, as you can see here, the patterns were dripping, like beading on point. Everything was basically yes. This is some of the behind the scene footages. Okay, yeah, she got moves, girl. She was dancing, excited, and hey, Mister was there to give the 100% support. This is so beautiful. Congratulations, girl. God bless your new home. Papa Ellis, like, God bless you so much for trusting me with this piece. Thank you, Josephine, for making me work on this beautiful, elegant gown of yours. So with this section, as you can see, this is how the whole thing was looking like. Yes, and this is the back view. Okay, this was the back view. This is the side view. Yet she was giving us move. And in this section, this is how the whole thing came about. There has been beading on the hands, has been adjusted to suit her perfectly. So basically, this was the whole final look of the beading. So with this section, you can really take a closer look at the beading, and this is a picture they sent me after the wedding. And hey, this bridal fan would also be uploaded, or I will leave the link in the description. Thank you very much for staying tuned to watch this video. Kisses.